Okay, in this video, going to show you how to create a new product or service, which is basically QuickBooks way of organizing the things that you sell, either services or products, and how to record those inside of QuickBooks. So those are things that are going to show up on your invoices and things like that. So let's dive into it. So here we're in the sample company. Now, when we come over here, there's not really a direct way like our invoices to get to products and services. So how we would get to that is when we have this little drop-down menu, we're going to come under sales, and then you'll notice that this is a subcategory product and service right here. So sales, products, and services, and this is going to be a list of all of the ones that are created. So this sample company is a landscape company. So they have under landscaping, gardening, installation, maintenance and repair, sod, soil. They have different sprinklers that they sell. So components, pest control, fountains. So you can organize this however you want, but let's go through and let me show you the different types of products and services you can create. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to click this new button. So we have 4 different options, and I'll tell you that for the most part, you're going to use either service or non-inventory item. So the reason that I say this is if you're providing a service, it's something that's labor-based, you're not selling a physical product, then we're going to select a service. Now, for non-inventory, this is if there's a product that you sell or there are materials or things that you sell to your customers as part of your service, then we would select that as a non-inventory item. Now, the reason that I say non-inventory rather than inventory is inventory makes use of a feature in QuickBooks that literally gives you a means of tracking how much you have on hand. So if you are a manufacturer, you have some kind of a retail store or something where you have a quantity and you need to keep track of how many you have on hand, when you need to reorder more products, different things like that, then that may be a case where inventory would work and be beneficial. It does add another layer of complication. And so if you can avoid it at all possible, then I would recommend that. But if this is just materials that you get the job, you go out, you purchase the supplies and materials that you need for that job, then definitely click non-inventory. So let me show you one of each. So here, let's click on services. And in here, you can just give it a name. So I'm just going to put in installation. So that's a service, you're kind of labor. Now you can come in here, you can add a new category if you want to keep it organized in these different categories. You're welcome to do that, but that's not a required field. SKU is if you have like an actual product that is an actual inventory item. This is kind of an advanced way that you can keep track of items, but again, I would avoid that unless under specific circumstances. You can add a description down here for this service. Now here, if this service is at a set rate, so you charge X amount of dollars per hour or X number of dollars for a service, then you can add this price in here. So let's say for, ease, $25 an hour is the rate for this service. Then we can plug that in. You don't have to have a number in here. We can leave it blank if it's going to be unique for each customer. Then this next, the income account, this is going to be where it shows up on your financial reports. If you come in here, if you're working with a bookkeeper and you're creating a new product and service, it probably would be helpful to just put it under uncategorized income. That's going to be a cue for your bookkeeper or accountant to go in and map that to the appropriate account. If you're doing this yourself and you're more familiar with QuickBooks, then you can select one of the accounts that you already have created. So let's say we're going to put this under labor installation, okay? We could select it to that. Now, all of the invoices, anytime you sell this item, it's going to show up as a sale in your QuickBooks profit and loss. So you also have the option of creating a new service, but that, again, don't do that willy-nilly. But you can select an income type, the subtype of what it is. In this case, it would be a service. You can give it a name. If it's nested under an account, you can do that as well. Like if I wanted this under design income, then I could nest that under there. I'm not going to create that. I'm just going to put it under that labor install account for this purpose. So here, now we have the sales tax. Now, if you are not subject to sales tax for services, then that is something that you don't necessarily need to set up. Don't start all of this. So if you come in here and you know for sure that you are not required to pay sales tax on something, then you can come down here to the very bottom and click this non-taxable box here. Otherwise, you can browse through here. You can find, you can select the service, and it will filter by that agency when you set up sales tax what services need sales tax charged from the customer and which ones do not. But I'm just going to select non-taxable. So that should be it. Service, we wouldn't buy that from a customer, but you do sell it to your customer. So we would just click that, save, and close. So now we have this installation in design is the one that we created here. Okay, so that's how we create a service. Now, if we come here to a non-inventory item, it's going to look very, very similar. All of the components here are pretty much the same. We can name it, we can put it under a category, we can add a description, we can add a price, we can add an income account, we can select whether it's taxable or not. For an invoice, if this is something you buy an item from a specific vendor, then you can click this and you can map it to the vendor and the type of account in QuickBooks that you want. But again, a little bit more advanced, not something that you probably need to do. So we could go through that same thing and add here, and we're going to put, let's see, I'm just going to put rocks. So I'm going to put that in here. There's not a specific price for it, and we're going to come in here and put it under uncategorized income because I don't really know what it is. Then we can come down here and click non-taxable. And we're going to leave it there so we can save and close. So that is how we set up a product and service. Once these are here, definitely reuse them. Don't create a product and service for every customer, every unique job. These are kind of like categories of things that you sell. So if you create them once, then you can update the price. You can add information to the description when it comes time to create an invoice. You're just selecting kind of the big buckets, the big services that you offer your customers. So in another video, we'll actually be going in how to create an invoice and all of this come together. But that is it for this video. We'll see you in the next one.